What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we have our Sunday chart reviews and Sunday sector reviews. This is a new series I'm starting, and we are just going to go over the markets on Sunday after the weekly candles have formed. So I'm recording this on Friday, but this will come out on Sunday. So ES has not opened yet. So as you can see, we closed the week here around 385, which was just right pretty much in the middle of this range from the past 3 weeks. So nothing really crazy there. So if we look so far, this move down has been 25% on ES, and on NQ from this very top it has been around 33%, 34%. So this has been quite the move down, and who's really to say that it's over? I lean towards the bearish side. I think you could get a short-term relief bounce, maybe up to 405, 410, 412 even. But I still think we are going to go another leg lower. I don't think we've had the earnings guide down yet, which they will be coming, right? So it's the middle of the month, so we got about 2 weeks. What, the 15th today? Yeah, so we have, 2 weeks, and then we'll start getting to a lot of data, a lot of important earnings that could easily lead the next leg lower. So that is something to watch. That's kind of how I'm playing it. I'm playing it. I think it can still bounce some to maybe, yeah, like I said, maybe this area, 413 might be a good solid resistance. So let me mark that so you guys have it. 413, 414, somewhere in that area. Otherwise, you could play off 405 too. So let's see about NQ. And by the way, I do, obviously this is just solely my opinion. I can be wrong. I'm human, just like everyone else. So, but I do think that this area right here, this node right there, 340, 330, that range, and odds are it overshoots to the downside. So, but that is that prior high you can see there. So that's why it leads me to believe we still got one more leg down, as I think this prior high could get touched. And even if you're just sitting here looking at it, you got boom. All right, so let's count the legs. That's a leg. So that makes this leg 3. Right, so 1, bounce, 2, bounce, 3, bounce. Now, it's up to you. Usually 3 is a decent area to start buying in, but for long term that might be okay. But I'm still would be in the average in camp. I don't think it's over yet. I don't think the pain's over. I think we're seeing a short-term bounce. So let's move on to Let's move on to our sectors. Actually, first we can look at NQ. NQ here. Same type of thing. You can see this was the COVID high. So, that's still quite a ways down. That's a strong move down. This move from the top was what? 27%. Wow. So, from the top here, another 24%. I don't think that's out of the question, especially if earnings are really going to start coming in. And the market's not really anticipating that yet. Markets are anticipating, I believe it's about a 4% earnings growth this year. It was 8 like a month and a half ago, 7 or 8. Now it's a 4%. So, if we do enter a recession, which that number does come out at the end of this month as well, if that's a negative, then we have our answer. So let's move into sectors that. So this is XLV, the healthcare fund. And it's trading sideways, so that's showing some relative strength here. It was able to get bought back up after dipping under this support. Moving on to XLP. Still looks like this thing might have just still be in a downtrend. We'll see. Breaks one of these past 3 weeks lows, and it's probably going to make new lows. And 64 area. Now we're on to tech, still in the downtrend. XLK, which is the technology ETF, still overall in a downtrend, and it's almost at resistance here, so another leg down could very well be possible. And you could see this was a 2020 high. This is quite the drop still. We will wait and see. This is XLY, consumer discretionary. So if the consumer is really getting torched, like most say, this could still have quite a ways down. But we will wait and see. XLC, communication services sector. That thing has been beat up this year, and it's kind of just hanging out right now. It still, I believe, could go lower. And all these, these are in clear downtrends. This XLF, you had a clear rounding top. That's never a great sign. That's, you can see rounding top every time it has a big sell. Right here, rounding top, big, rounding top, right? So that's not something that I'm going to try to tactically trade long. I think this has some more pain left in it, even though the banks have been getting crushed. XLU, this one is just hanging in there, nothing really. It's holding trend so far, so that's good utilities wise. Real estate, I believe real estate's going to come down. The Fed's really trying to push real estate down, push prices down, so to me that's pretty much a no-brainer. That's going to go lower at some point. Industrials looks like the dip's been getting eaten down here, so I would expect a bounce for a week maybe, and then maybe a flush. I don't know, it's hard to say, but there's a lot of wicks on these, which leads me to believe it tries higher. XLB materials, still, they got sold hard. I'm not really sure about materials and what's going to happen there. Semis, so obviously they've been getting beat up lately. It's a lot of these names have been destroyed, but if demand is destroyed, right, they can go lower. So still something that could go lower. This is XLE, energy ETF. Came back in below this prior high. You don't love to see that if you are tactically long. So technically a fake breakout now. If it's broke out, now it's back in here. So we will see what happens there, but that's worth watching off that prior high level. So those are the sectors that we looked at today. You can see them here on the right if you want to screenshot them. My ideas for the week ahead, nothing I really am in love with. I'll probably just stay scalping S&P 500 and probably Tesla some, so we'll go from there. Good luck this week.